At the end of a long day, you probably retreat to a dark room, lie down, and stare into a glowing rectangle. Biologically, the specific time of night is meant to shut your nervous system down. Instead, we use these final waking hours to absorb a fire hose of arguments, of global news, and endless looping videos. We have built the most efficient, hyper-connected society in human history. So why do we feel so unbelievably exhausted all the time? The answer is an evolutionary mismatch. We took a brain engineered to thrive around quiet, communal firelight and forced it to live in a reality where the day never actually ends. To understand what broke, we have to look back. For thousands of generations, human beings didn't conquer the night. They stepped into it, slowly, carefully, and always together. That immense stretch of time hardwired our neurology in ways we barely recognize anymore. When early humans first mastered fire, we usually assumed the main benefit was physical warmth, but its most powerful effect on the brain was spatial. It built a psychological wall. Think of it as the boundary effect. Firelight drew a hard dividing line between the group and the unknown. Inside that ring, you could decode body language and share communication. Outside that line, the perimeter was filled with infinite darkness and circling predators. That sharp visual drop-off did something critical to human cognition. It enforced a hard stop to the day's labor, forcing the mind to turn inward, toward the group, every single night. Because of this forced physical boundary, the ancient night became a highly active space. It evolved into an advanced system of survival technologies. Sitting shoulder to shoulder at the edge of the dark, early humans told stories. These were the original data storage drives. By listening, a young child could download the survival knowledge of a grandparent without having to make the same life-threatening mistakes in the wild. Even sleep adapted into a communal defense mechanism. Tribal sleep functioned like a shared nervous system, operating on a staggered, continuous cycle. A rotating minority stayed awake to guard the perimeter, allowing the vast majority to surrender to deep rest. Closing your eyes meant trusting the person sitting awake next to you with your life. Experiencing that extreme vulnerability every night forged intense, unbreakable social cohesion. Human biology calibrated itself exactly to this rhythm. Our circadian clocks learned to require this sharp drop from the chaotic activity of daylight into bounded collective safety. The ancient night was a highly structured technology of rest and connection, written straight into our DNA. Then we flipped a switch. With the mass adoption of electricity and screens, we systematically erased the darkness, shattering the boundary that protected the mind. We entered an era of artificial continuity. Instead of tracking the natural rotation of the stars, we designed an environment of relentless, unending daytime. The communal safety of the campfire vanished. In its place, we splintered into solitary points of attention, each of us staring alone into our own separate glowing glass. Now, instead of taking our physical cues from dropping temperatures and fading light, our bodies are trained to obey digital alarms, midnight deadlines, and the endless ping of notifications. By pushing back the dark, humanity achieved incredible things. We built a global economy, dramatically increased our physical safety, and multiplied our daily productivity. But those achievements came with a massive cognitive cost. We eliminated the biological signal that spent hundreds of thousands of years teaching the brain exactly when to stop, when to gather together, and when to let go and dream. We won the war against the night. But by driving away every last shadow, we eradicated the absolute silence our minds required to heal, leaving us awake, overstimulated, and deeply alone.